I really enjoyed this relationship that Ty West is playing around with between pornography and just the horror movie genre. Of course, in the initial movie X, clear as day. You have a small porn crew going to the middle of nowhere of a farm to shoot a porn movie, and then that's where all hell breaks loose. And pardon me. And even with this prequel, Pearl, we see her being introduced to like a black and white stag film is what they called it in the movie, but pretty much a black and white skin flick, and you can see, her, she becomes fascinated with that, and I feel like even that kind of further inspired her to some type of life outside of the farm, which clearly that life on the farm is driving her crazy. Hey, what's going on, folks? It's your boy Ryan, and this is another episode of Just My Opinion with Ryan. Just came back from watching the movie Pearl. I found this movie very good, very solid. I thought Goth did a tremendous job within this movie. The performance was tremendous, just spectacular. All the positive words you can think of. Pearl, for those who may not be familiar, this is the prequel to X, which came out early this year. And this is going to be, this was the second installment of a trilogy. Maxine is coming soon. With that being said, I'm not sure if it's going to be this year or sometime in 2023. But Pearl is a stand-up solid movie. For the majority of it, I enjoyed it. I do feel like it was kind of slow within like the first 30, 40 minutes. More like 30, 35 minutes. I do feel like it was kind of slow, but with that said, you have to keep in mind this is a origin story. So you're going to get, you got to build that background up for Pearl, the character. Which, with that said, overall, I think the character building and learning her background was an excellent job. I'm looking forward to the third and final installment called Maxine. Maxine is going to follow the sole survivor from X, and it takes place in 1985, whereas Pearl takes place in 1918. And once again, you really just see where she's coming from. I really feel like this movie was not made for you to feel sorry for Pearl, but literally just to give you kind of like this non-biased look into her background. This was a woman who, and for those who may not get it by now, let me warn you, there may be some spoilers from this point on. So if this is a movie you haven't seen yet, but you wish to go watch, you may not want to continue from this point on. So you've been warned. And yeah, so I do, in terms of the background of Pearl, once again, I don't think it was meant to make you feel sorry for her, but just to give you like this non-biased, background of where Pearl is coming from. Something is definitely off with her, for one. Two, Pearl is clearly a hater. You see that towards, later on in the movie when she interacts with her sister-in-law. And not only is she a hater, she does not take well to one-night stands, apparently. And, unfortunately, certain people kind of didn't find out until it was too late that, something is not 100% there upstairs when it comes to Pearl. And you could just really see that. And maybe I'm a little biased towards this movie because I'm a huge fan of horror movies, for one, but I'm an even bigger fan of like horror movies that has original content. Nothing that's like recycled or, the whatever sequel that I lost count in terms of a Michael Myers or adjacent movie. So I definitely appreciate Ty West's, efforts into this. And although this is a trilogy, and this is a little bit of backseat driving, if you will. I legit feel like this could go on further than a trilogy. Like, even if you just wanted to play out from, I don't know, the time after her husband comes home from the war, and just build up until the 70s, when Pearl and her husband died. Like, I feel like there's so much you could do with that, whether you just have, random ongoing, unbeknownst visitors who keep visiting the farm, whatever the case is. I just felt like this was brilliant, and after watching the first two installments, I really am looking forward to seeing what this third piece is going to bring us. Yeah, man, I just think it was just tremendously done well. I really can't stress that enough, I suppose. And that's it. I really just appreciated the effort there. I feel like you really know a movie is doing its thing to where once it's over, you feel like, you know what, this shit is so dark, I need to go ahead and just watch something lighthearted before I go to bed. This is one of those scary movies that stands on its own and doesn't rely on jump scares. I feel like jump scares at times is kind of a cheat code. This one was just straight up creepy. And this is just my personal opinion. I really find the horror movies that I find creepiest the most, or something that sticks with me the most, are the horror movies that are just like, how can I put it? That has like some type of, realistic, point of views. Like, I feel like that, what you see in X, what you see in Pearl, I feel like that shit could like legit happen in like real life. But once again, maybe I'll do a follow up, a quick, I don't know, YouTube story or YouTube reel, whatever you call it, on like the budget aspect of it, because I can't imagine that this movie cost that much to do, both Pearl and X. One, it takes place like majority of the movie takes place at one location, and that's the damn farm. Other than the farm, you got to go into the city a few times where she flirts with the projectionist, and I think that's really it. There's and like there's like a third location at a church, but outside of that, it's literally 3 locations throughout this whole movie. And same when X came out, you got like a short stint where they actually do a road trip to this farm, and other than that, the majority of the movie is at the farm. So I really feel like the budget, I don't know, maybe $1 million, and who knows what the kickback was for X. I'll put it up on screen. Same here. Like, I feel like the budget may not be as much when it comes to producing it, but I feel like the results could still be in good, still have a good chance of making more than what it costs to do the movie. So yeah, man, I think it's a dope movie. I enjoy directors like a Ty West, definitely like a Jordan Peele. Just any director who is playing around with this horror genre and are trying to just give us original damn content. So I'll leave it at that, man. And before I go, as I said earlier in this video, Mia Goth's performance is excellent in this movie. I feel like a key part of that, outside of her just showing, some rage at certain points, I think a key part of showing, that really stood out to me about how great or how brilliant she is in this movie. At one part, there's like a long ass monologue. I want to say that joint is like damn near 6-7 minutes long, where she just has like diarrhea of the mouth of just saying all these type of confessional shit that she's been just pent up, bottled inside this whole time. And it just goes from A to Z on why she's feeling the way she's feeling. And it's just great. It's just brilliant. So I highly recommend anyone to go see this movie. As I said, just bear with it for like the first 30 minutes. It is a little slow in my opinion, but once it picks up, it definitely picks up. Definitely some dark shit. Something that has a creepiness factor and does not rely on jump scares. And I'm all for it. I really am looking forward to the third and final installment of this trilogy. Love it or hate it, folks. These are just my opinions. Peace.